Imagine for a moment that you wake up tomorrow and discover that every dollar, every euro, every yen in your bank account no longer means what it meant yesterday. Not because you spend it, not because you earn more, but because someone, somewhere, decided to print 1 trillion more of them. This is not a hypothetical. This is the world we live in. Money, the tool we rely on to measure value, has become unmoored from value itself. And when the measuring tool breaks, everything built on top of it begins to crack. Today, I want to show you a way out of that system, a way to reconnect money to reality, a way to build a fairer, more stable, more peaceful world. I want to introduce you to the system of value, or SOV, a universal currency grounded not in politics, not in debt, but in real human effort. For thousands of years, money was simple. You produced something, you traded it, and the exchange made sense. But over time, currency drifted away from production. We moved from gold to paper, from paper to credit, and from credit to digital abstractions backed by nothing but trust, and sometimes not even that. Today, most of the money in the world is created not by producing anything, but by borrowing. Debt has become the engine of the global economy. But debt is not free. Debt is borrowed human energy. Debt is a claim on someone's future labor. And when a society builds its prosperity on borrowed labor, someone eventually pays the price. Sometimes it's the poor. Sometimes it's future generations. Sometimes it's entire nations. We have built a global financial system that rewards speculation more than production, manipulation more than effort, and power more than fairness. And we wonder why inequality grows. Every living system on Earth follows a simple rule. Value comes from energy. Plants capture energy. Animals consume plants. Predators consume animals. Nothing exists without the energy at the base of the chain. Human economies are no different. Before we can have doctors, teachers, engineers, artists, or software developers, we must have farmers, miners, builders, and energy producers. Primary production is a foundation of civilization, but our monetary system does not reflect this. We create money without creating value. We reward activities that produce nothing. We inflate currencies without increasing the world's capacity to survive. This is not just inefficient. It is irrational. SOV begins with a simple idea. Money should only be created when new fundamental value is created. Not when a government wants to stimulate the economy. Not when a bank wants to issue a loan. Not when a crisis demands a bailout. Only when real, measurable, essential production enters the world. Food, energy, raw materials, the physical foundations of life. When these goods are produced, new currency is created. When they are consumed, that currency is destroyed. Money becomes a mirror of reality, not an illusion layered on top of it. And because SOV is universal, one unit of currency means the same thing everywhere on Earth. A day of human effort in India equals a day of human effort in France. Value becomes universal, not national. What happens when money is tied to real production? Trade becomes fair. Labor is valued consistently. Nations compete on equal footing. Exploitation through currency manipulation becomes impossible. A universal currency eliminates the hidden inequalities that allow some nations to act as masters while others become servants. It reduces the economic pressures that drive mass migration. It removes the incentives for war funded by inflation. It creates transparency where today there is opacity. And it gives every person on Earth the same starting point. Your work has value because it is real. What about droughts? What about war? What about pandemics? SOV is designed for stress. It maintains a multi-year reservoir of essential goods, a global buffer that stabilizes the system during shocks. It prevents governments from printing money to hide failure. It forces nations to confront reality honestly and cooperate rationally. In a world where crises are becoming more frequent, a monetary system grounded in truth is not a luxury. It is a necessity. We stand at a crossroads. The current financial system is strained, unstable, and increasingly disconnected from reality. Debt grows without limit. Currencies inflate without restraint. Inequality widens. Trust erodes. History shows that systems built on illusion eventually collapse. But collapse is not inevitable. We can choose a different path, one grounded in logic, fairness, and the natural laws that govern energy and value. The system of value is not just an economic proposal. It is a philosophical shift, a return to honesty in trade, transparency in value, and respect for human effort. A fair world is possible. A peaceful world is possible. A prosperous world is possible. But only if we build our economic foundations on truth rather than illusion. SOV provides a blueprint. The rest is up to us.